Good evening, everyone. We are ready to start now. This is our first meeting for Data 650, and the purpose is to introduce you in the basic requirement of the course, point to the most important, let's say, thing to keep in mind in order to be successful in this class, and give you opportunity to ask questions in real time. Since we have three simultaneously section of Data 650, we are doing this for all the section. So the today hosts are the professor for the three sections and the TA Elena Batenskaya and Linish Dave. Actually, Professor John Wu is not here yet. It's my understanding he will be in a couple of minutes. He had some meeting which hasn't finished. Professor Patrick Casimir is here. Myself, Elena Gorcheva. So how are these three sections organized? The first part, which is week 1 to 5 and week 12, which is the group project, I will be teaching the three section, and then Professor John Wu is going to teach Data 6, 9040 and 9041, week 6 to 11, and Professor Patrick Casimir is going to teach week 6 to 11 for 9042. In the classroom are the bio of everyone. We are not going to spend time here to repeat what is already in writing. Rather, we are going to use wisely the time to enhance what is in the classroom and to communicate more clearly. So, if Professor Patrick Casimir wants to say a few words now, before proceeding to the, can you unmute yourself and say something, Patrick?
Hello, everyone. As Dr. Gorcheva mentioned, we're not going to go over the bio. It's already posted in the discussion, but welcome. And I will be teaching week 6 to 11. And my focus for those weeks I'm going to go over is I will be focusing on the Hadoop technology and MapReduce programming model. I will be teaching data management and analytics, big SQL, big data store, and Hadoop. I will be focusing on Spark, the open source cluster computer framework. I will be focusing on Spark SQL, the Spark module for structured data processing. And finally, I will also teach Spark machine learning library with the MLib, which is a scalable machine learning library consisting of common learning algorithm and utilities, including classification, regression, and clustering. So welcome, and hopefully we can all have a great semester and we can push ourselves, learn from each other, and make this a good journey. And thank you all for attending.
Elena, can you say a few words? Thank you, Patrick.
Me, I just want to welcome everybody, and I look forward to work with everyone. And most of you, all of you, should have received an invitation for Watson Analytics. So if you have not had a chance to do that yet, after this meeting, please go back and check your email, the email address that you have in Leo. Look for an invitation, okay?
Great. Is Linish here?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes. Good evening. Yeah, good evening, everyone, and welcome. And let me congratulate you all for reaching here up to Data 650 and getting one more step closer to your goal of completing the certification or degree in data analytics. So I know in these exciting times for big data and data science technologies, I'm sure you'll be very happy to add this to your skill set and also to your resume. So from that perspective, this course is going to be very helpful. You're going to be learning a lot, as you just heard from Dr. Gorcheva and Dr. Patrick as well. So I'll be really looking forward to working with you all and assisting you in any way I can, and of course partnering with Elena. And we'll plan to have some touch points with you, helping you and assisting you with assignments and other in areas that you would be needing us. So good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Linish. I just want to add that Linish is one of the first group of graduate of the program. So he is a product, let's say, reshaped by this product. Besides that, he has extensive industry experience. So you will have as a teaching assistant two very experienced people. One totally product of this program, reshaped by this product, by this program, Master of Science in Data Analytics, and Elena working for more than 9 years with information technology program in databases and data analytic program. So in this part, you are in very good hands. So the today agenda, the today agenda is very ambitious. If you look to all the points here, I have a lot of material prepared, but rather I'm going to go fast, so there is room for questions. The question first to get started is to get consensus and to, let's say, to direct the expectation of everyone in the right direction. As you know, big data is very misused term. Actually, there is not formal definition like definition in mathematics, in physics. This is technology term which is widely used and, let's say, abused. So that's why in the first 2 weeks we are going to concentrate, even though we have been talking about this during the whole program of Master of Science in Data Analytics, but still is not consensus. What we will understand by this? The fact that it is defined with several characteristics like volume, velocity, veracity, value, and you can name it, you can put more than 4 and 5 and 6 V as a characteristic of big data. This is not actually formal definition. These are characteristics which are fine. We are guided by them, but we have to think more about that. We think this term, if we can define somehow, even not strictly, has to do with the data when the existing technology and the existing methods, tools, and approaches are not capable to deal efficiently with this data. This is, in my point of view, the most closer and definition we can give of big data. And we have to reflect on this, what that means, even though I'm looking for your contribution in class discussion. I just wanted to point to this important point and to think about when we say, oh, the technology is not up to the data from point of view of storage because the data is big for volume, we are thinking that the existing relational databases for 30 years, like data management system like Oracle, are not efficient and not capable to deal with this data. So this is in the first point related with storage, and of course this gave birth to different databases, NoSQL databases, Hadoop, which store huge amount of data in flat file, and so on and on and on, advancing in all these directions regarding storage. Simultaneously, in the direction of different analytic approaches, visualization, search, and sharing. So when we think about big data, we have to think about that we define this as something which we are not capable with the existing tool and technology to deal right now. Just to open parentheses in all this talk, right now we can deal with actually with the existing big volume of data. Hadoop has been around for 10 years. We can store huge amount of data, but only storing the data is not enough for data analysts. We need to swim this data efficiently. We need to extract, we need to visualize, and we need to do efficient analytics to extract insight for this data. And there is too much. It's not just the storage, it's not just the volume of the data. So that is one of the things I want to point here. And we have to reflect during these 2 weeks regarding this important point. So the processing complexity, as I mentioned, has to do with the appearance of different databases which are capable to manage, for instance, key value document databases, a flat data file, and now going on with another characteristic of big data, which is veracity and complexity, which is the most important thing. We think about text data, we are talking about complex algorithm which we can extract value for this data. And if we talk about all these 3, 4, 5 which can characterize big data from point of view of analytics, the most important is the value. What is volume and veracity is more regarding data architect, which is not exactly what we are preparing in this program, even though you have to rely as a data scientist, data analyst in certain data architect, which will store the data efficiently for you and accessible for you. But what we care more about in analytic and in data scientists is to extract insights. So for us, the most important is the value, and the value rely in that complexity. More complex the data, more difficult to get value from the data. I'm going to interrupt shortly because Professor John Walk is here. He has another meeting, so I'm going to give him the word to say something because he has to go to another meeting. John Walk?
Thank you, Elena. Hi, everyone. My name is Jongwook Woo. I'm going to go over the half of this lecture, these courses from week 6 to week 11. And I'm mostly, I have years of experience for Hadoop Big Data, Spark. So all the material related to those areas I'll go over. And since it's not easy to meet the faculty member who knows this area, so it should be a great opportunity for all of us. Okay. So maybe up to week 5, we may not have to talk each other that frequently, but from week 6, I'm going to meet you at the discussion and at the assignment. Yeah, that's it. And thank you, Elena. Do you guys have any question or any comment?
No, I'm not. We are actually keeping the question for the end, but if anyone has some urgent question, go ahead and ask. I don't see anything in the chat, so we can continue.
Okay.
And thank you.
Thank you, Elena. I'm going to stay maybe 5 more minutes and I'll leave.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Not
thank
a problem. So we continue with the complexity. I have several slides here presenting on which I'm not gonna comment too much. They are just here, so you can overview them as additional information and reflect in class discussion when we try to convert what we understand by big data and how to deal with them. The only presentation I want to point is this one. which is presenting the unstructured data in the bottom of the pyramid, and they actually represent, which is text, 80% of the data. And it's not just because is the amount of unstructured data, where actually the value is today is in this unstructured data. So all structured data, which we have been dealing with them for years, with existing databases and data warehouses, let's say just the volume, we already are doing very well with them, almost successful. The point is in the bottom of this pyramid where we talk about totally unstructured text data, like let's say health patient records, insurance claim, email. These are totally unstructured data and the wealth of information the company are finding today. And right now, these are the hot topic in big data, how to deal and extract value of this data. So we are going in the first 5 weeks of the course explicitly target this area, and then let's say not explicitly, but we are going with new tools to go also about semi-structured and quasi-structured data in addition to the unstructured data. So in this course, we are going to deal mainly with unstructured, quasi-structured, and semi-structured data. And I would suggest not to put video because it eats a lot of bandwidth and we don't have good quality. So again, why semi-structured and quasi-structured are separate in this diagram? I want to point this because this is very important. For many authors, all this, which is the 80%, which is semi-structured, quasi-structured, and unstructured, is unstructured data for many authors. Why I like this separation? Is not the same that you are looking for insight in what would be semi-structured data, which is HTML data file. Because there is some, let's say, some schema in the HTML file. It's not like the schema of the relational database, but still you have some schema, and still is easier to discern pattern and do some parsing and extract insight. Much easier than in free text, which are health record, insurance claim, email. So this separation is very good to keep in mind when you work in any project. About the quasi-structured, many people think about all this web click stream, that they are really very important data, but still is easier to extract, let's say, to extract knowledge from them. That's for totally unstructured data, and that's why I have them separated. And actually, the value of web click streaming, you can process extensive stream of data, and the value never is gonna be higher like the big value is here in the totally unstructured data. So not that I diminish totally quasi-structured data, but it's not comparable in value. Here in this slide are some examples. You can overview and comment in the classroom. Now I want the transition, which is very important, and I have pointed in the classroom between the transition we are having today between big data and smart data. One of the link I posted in the class announcement is regarding Gartner report. Big data is not anymore in the hype, and I guess everyone must understand what that means. It's not that big data is not there. Big data is to stay and to evolve. the fact that big data is not anymore in the hype is telling us that in the last 10 years of hype of big data, the technology has reached the expectation of the customer are satisfied. So the investment are already producing return of investment. So we are in the hype of some technology when expectations are higher that actually the technology can achieve. And in big data, there is not anymore this over-evaluate expectation for the technology. The technology is here, and that is the meaning that big data is not anymore in the hype. That means the technology has established it, and we are all set to work. But there is the new stuff. Now is the value of big data and the transition to smart data. And I'm not going to talk to this. I'm just having this link, which I'm going briefly to share with you. When you open this link, I'm going to post the link in the class. There are many valuable references about what we understand by smart data, and they are very well summarized in this graphical representation. Siemens has represented this about 2 years ago, I think, is the publication. And actually, we've been talking about smart data in the last 2 years. And this is term evolving, not to substitute big data, but it's just the natural evolution of big data. The importance is in value, and that's why we are evolving to smart data. Smart data is not the data itself, is what we do as an analyst with the data. So that's why when I see some people saying, oh, smart data are coming from smart devices like smartphone. No, has nothing to do with this. Smart data definition has to do with analytic and with what we as a data analyst and a data scientist are capable to do with data and extract insight. So I'm not going to talk about this more. I just want to point your attention. I will put the link, and I want all your reaction because there is too much to talk about this and to, let's say, convert to some common point of view and why in this so complex environment, this is the content of this course. So now I'm transitioning to the course directly. My plan is to answer the question after the presentation, which I'm going to spend 10, 12 minutes more, and then we are transitioning to answering questions. If you have questions right now or you are afraid you're going to forget, just write in the chat room and we are going to answer it shortly. So with no more, in this complex existing environment, let's put our course data 650. Of course, in this complex environment, you understand that it's not possible to teach everything related with big data. And what we have chosen as a curricula is the most important related with big data. And mostly with what is dealing with unstructured data and what is the technology in the hand of the data analyst, data scientist to deal with unstructured data, big data. That is the main target of this course. Moreover, as a part of the Master of Sciences Data Analytics, this course is designed in what is named competence base. And as a competence base, we evaluate you on project base. And you have seen this all over the program. What that means? You have to learn. You have the same learning material like in traditional course, but we are not putting exam to assess what you have learned. We want you to go above and beyond of what you have learned and to demonstrate that you can apply what you have learned using different data analytical tools. You can apply and show us a project application of what you have learned. So application is a level up of what you have learned, and that is the meaning of the competence base. As such, let's say you have 5 assignments, which 4 are individual, 1 is group, and of course, uh, class discussion, which are very important to keep in line in this complex environment and convert to some consensus in certain issue and topic related with the topic we study and with the specific topic of each week. So you will have opportunity. You have observed already, you are almost in the final stretch of the program, that data analytics is a new field, not because only of the need to deal with data and to make informed decision in any company. Uh, this is also related with the advancement of several tools in the hand of data analysts, which make him more effective to find insight of data. So the tool, as the name say, they are tools. They are to help you as a data analyst to get insight of data. So you understand that in this course you will be learning the main concept related with text analytics, natural language processing, um, stream analytic, sentimental analysis, machine learning, um, for big data with the existing tool, but we are going to apply according to the definition, I'm saying very loose definition of big data, new tools. We are not going to work just with the traditional R or SAS you work for data mining and predictive analytics. We are going to go with different tools which are going to give you opportunity to do something beyond that. So in order to be able to work with this tool, you will have to put extra effort, and the TA are here to help you. Other important characteristic of Data 650 and the whole Master of Science in Data Analytics is that we work with Industry Advisory Board. I have listed here some of the most important member of our advisory board. We meet in a regular base. Regular base for advisory board is around 3 months. It depends in which stages. And for the last, for example, for the last recommendation we got from this advisory board, which was in May, they highly suggested that the hands-on experience is very important for a graduate in a program like ours. What that means, that hands-on experience goes hand by hand with studying the main concept in the area and being able to apply them. And being able to apply, that means you will have to use different software tool, and one of the two they express very importantly that is on the top now for big data analytics is Spark, which permit you to do faster in-memory analytic and with very developed already machine learning library. So one of the projects you are going to do at the end of this course is machine learning in Spark, and that was direct recommendation from the advisory board, and is totally in line what is in industry. You know, like the hype of big data, the other hype is Hadoop. Hadoop is already, let's say, history. Why is a history? Because Hadoop play very important role, but like any technology, there is no silver bullet. Hadoop demonstrated that is excellent to store static data, but it's very difficult to do analytic on top of it because it requires skills in MapReduce, which are not easily found in the data analytic world and are not easy to teach. So parallel with this, many products were developed in order to manage the data in Hadoop, but the data in Hadoop are not easily manageable the way Hadoop was, let's say, designed from the same beginning, very, let's say, original and smart idea, but like any idea, it has advanced now with what is more efficient, let's say, additional tool on top of the storage um, in Hadoop to do analytic from stream data, to do more manageable analytic with skill like SQL skill, not MapReduce skill, and everything is advanced. And we try to teach exactly this advancement in this tool, whatever possible. You will have a lot of reading and practical project. So our program, since we are very in line and all the time we are touching base with the industry, already has been recognized with several important awards from Technology Network with professional continual education, some of them from the last year I listed below. This is just to make you, when you feel very, let's say, overwhelmed in this class, think about the topic we are in and think about what are the requirements of the industry. So here in this slide, I have summarized the complete course schedule. And what I have, of course, this schedule is in the course syllabus. You can see it in the course with due date and all this. I just have added here, this last column is to give you more practically how we are going to proceed in this course. What that means, that we are even though the course is totally asynchronous, because this is the model in UMUC, these are asynchronous courses. We are going to have from time to time this synchronous meeting. Instead to pre-record and pause this recording in the classroom, we try to do this from time to time, so I'll give you opportunity to ask immediate question and empower. Since the class is very intense, very packed with material, there is no room for extension. When you read the syllabus and it says extension only in extraordinary circumstances, let me tell you, we are teaching this course for already 6 times. Extension doesn't work. Not because the instructor doesn't want to give you. If you miss couple of days, let me tell you, it's very difficult to catch up. If you miss a week, you have to double and triple effort in the next week. Otherwise, there is no way, because if you don't do anything which is scheduled for week 1 and 2, then in week 3, you cannot keep up. So I just want to warn you in this. And here you can see that we are planning to do some let's say, like a WebEx session, which are synchronous session, to help you get through the tools. Why? Because we want you to get you started with the tools to make your life easier, so you can learn these two, at least the minimum which is needed to apply what we study in the class. So we will be doing RWebEx for those who need this. We are going to do DashDB walkthrough. You see this is in week 4. In week 3, Watson Analytic walkthrough to get you started with Watson Analytic, which is for the group project. Then we don't have anything planned for 5. We have Big SQL week for week 6, and so on and on. For some week, we don't have anything planned because these are the week you will be working on some extensive assignment project. So if you need help, you have to contact, and if needed, we will do some share section to help you in this direction. So this is mainly with the course. Here I want to return again to what is the way the tools we are using in big data analytics. This is not anymore the traditional database and spreadsheet or the data warehouse when you have to wait as a analyst for at least 3-4 months from the information technology to deploy a new schema which you want to extract another intelligence, or for you to download something in your computer and do the analysis there. That's not possible in big data analytics. So the main idea was a sandbox where the analyst has all the resources available so he can choose what to use for the specific problem. And this idea, which is the big data approach to do analytics, is very well presented here in this graphic. And graphic, of course, say much more than if I talk 5 minutes. So the traditional approach, the data analysts rely in the information technology department. He has a business problem and he decides that he needs that and that, and he make a request to information technology to deploy this data architecture for him. And here, and information technology spend time, money to deploy this for the data analyst. Well, this approach is still applicable for very descriptive analytic like running sales report, customer survey, or some profit analysis. That's fine. It did still work. But in the world of big data analytic, when you want to get insight from big data and do some prediction, or even prescription with analysis, you have to go to this new approach. And the new approach is data analyst is given an environment which is the information technology deliver a platform as a service, and this enables the creativity of the data scientist. He can pick up whatever he may need for a certain problem. Of course, he won't need everything, but for solution of certain problem, he will be able to pick up and choose and apply to do sentimental analysis, um, text analysis to get insight, for instance, from free text, unstructured text, images, so on and on and on. So in line with this, this is the way we are going to work in this class. In this class, you don't have to install anything in your computer beside the RStudio you have from the Data 630. Everything else is going to be very convenient, accessible in the cloud platform as a service and software as a service, which is the way every company goes today. Even not the company you're working right now, but the next one you are going to work in is going to be this way. And why this is the way it is? Because cloud as a service and platform as a service saves so much money to any company. They don't have to deploy information technology. They don't have to spend time in deployment, in service, in update, in licensing. This is saving money and resources of any kind, and is very convenient to contract services of big provider like Amazon, Microsoft, and so on, with the software and the services installed there. So that is the way we are going to work. The platform in which we are going to work is Bluemix, which is the IBM platform. And you would say, why the IBM platform? Well, very convenient. We have very good blend, not only of cloud, elastic cloud, but we have very good blend of valuable analytical tool in addition to the convenient cloud environment. So that is the point why we are going. You can go to any environment, but you don't want in a single class to do one thing here, other thing in Amazon, third thing in Azure in Microsoft, because this is too much burden for 12 week, even very seamless the access of all these services, but it's different interface. So the only thing which work in a single class of 12 week is you try to compact more in the way we work. And we choose IBM as a leader in analytics. If you go in the link, which is in the classroom, in the announcement, and you see the Gartner report of the leader in analytics, we have to convey the cloud provider plus analytical provider, which are both very well situated in the top of the provider. So that is why we choose. And of course, Spark, Apache Hadoop, these are open sources. The only thing you will find in different environment is some user interface which is different, but these are totally open source. Like Spark Hadoop is the same open source you will find in any other platform. And here you will see that we have blend. What you have from assignment 1 to 4 are all the bullets here, which are big inside, DashDB, big SQL, Spark, and for the group project, Watson Analytics. This is just to give you opportunity, because at the time you were taking 610, you didn't have the opportunity to be exposed to this tool, which is very convenient from point of view of business analytics. So you get splash of both of them, and you are very, let's say, you broaden your skills to apply for future work. Even though you may feel, oh, it's too much, we are trying to provide, let's say, the most important to get you prepared for the job market. And one very important thing which has to do with what we were talking, that today we talk about smart data, which is the evolvement of big data. Machine learning is on the hype now, right? So machine learning, evidence-based learning, natural language processing, these are on the top of the processing of big data, unstructured data. And we will be working with one of the top products in this moment, which is IBM Watson. This is totally different for Watson Analytics. IBM Watson is a cognitive computer, which in 2011, I guess, 6-7 years ago, he won Jeopardy game as a computer in front of the best player. So what is a cognitive computer? This is, let's say, one of the application. It uses machine learning, artificial intelligence algorithm to sense and predict and mostly infer some kind of knowledge in the way we as a human think. So we will be working on this, not an individual assignment. We will be exploring this and working as a team, as a whole class, to get more handle as much as possible to see what is possible to do with this valuable tool of cognitive computing. So please read the syllabus. I'm not going to spend time what is in each assignment. And the first one is going to be starting with text analytic using R. The start in the class is slow, but then we are going to the assignment which have to do with Bluemix, with using DashDB, Insight for Twitter. And here I would like to share screen why we require from you to sign the first week for Bluemix. In Bluemix, this is the cloud environment where all the services, most of the services we are going to use in the class are here. We are going to use Watson, the cognitive computer. Here are the API, which you can explore. And I can tell you, half of the class already have done this. I can see in the assignment folder. And what we are going to do in any of these in any of these services, like the one I just requested, what you're going to do is explore several of them. Some of them will be mandatory, some of them are your choice. Having access to platform like this is giving you a lot of opportunity, and what you are having free with the account you have is 1,000 API for month, which is totally reasonable for what we are doing in class. Another services we are going to use in Bluemix, I'm just trying to point your attention which services we are going to use. Another services we are going to use are here in the analytics, Internet of Things, where is data and analytics. Here we are going to use Apache Spark. We are going to use Big Insight, and we are going to use DashDB, and I have so many things running in my computer. The computer I'm using now is not very powerful. So you understand, for the cloud, if you want to go fast, you don't have to install anything, but you need a computer with memory and fast internet access. So since I'm running, I don't know how many things simultaneously now, Bluemix is a little slow. So what I want to point your attention, when you try to explore Bluemix, think about in the beginning that we are going to work with some of the services in these two categories, data and analytic and Watson. But you will have this free access for 6 months, and you will have the opportunity to explore much more. Always pay attention when you click on some service that if something doesn't work is because it's very expensive, and maybe your account is not allowed to do this. So inside for Twitter, with our account, we are allowed 5 million tweets for free. If you want to go to another plan, like a company to do a profitable project, let's say exploring social network, well, you see what is the price. So for educational purposes, we are totally okay with 5 million tweets. So you have to review whatever service you are going to use, what you are allowed to do, and not get, let's say, get distracted that you cannot do something. Always feel free to ask questions, to contact the TA, to post the question in the classroom, so we can you can advance fast in whatever question you may have. The last thing I want to tell, read again the syllabus, pay attention about the grading. If you do everything which is required, is the grade of B in order to have an A, and this is in the whole graduate school. This is nothing for this course or for this program. In order to get an A in the graduate school, you have to go above or beyond the minimum requirement. And as a data analyst, we are not going to ask you to exactly do this. And if you do this, you're going to have an A. No, we are asking you do this is a B. So in order to get A, you have to go with some original idea about what you want to do, what you are able to do. And the last thing I want to point your attention before going to your question is here, how the course is organized. make sure you read the announcement, if not every day, at least every second day. Course content, they are stuff which are week by week, but they are stuff which are, for instance, SQL resources. These are for people, we need the SQL skill because the big SQL is based on the ANSI skill. The big SQL for Hadoop, for Spark are based on the ANSI skill. So if you need to reshape your SQL skill, here are the resources. Okay. This is not explicitly topic. We are going to stay on SQL skill. You already did this in Data 620 and Python also. So we are going to use Python for Spark machine learning. Our resources. So these are resources for you to fill the gap you may have in these tools. Okay. Each week, what is the course is organized. We have the objective, the required reading, and the recommended reading. Why we divided the reading in two parts? Well, because there is too much. But in order for you to start an assignment, you must first read the required reading. Don't start any assignment, any project before doing this. Why? Because maybe you are going to finish the project, but this is not going to give you benefits of the course because you actually don't know what you are doing and why you are doing it as a data analyst. So in order to get all the benefits of the class, read the required reading, then do assignment, and of course we recommend, in order to get full benefits of the class, to read the recommended reading. So we are going to have opportunity to talk more during this course. With no more, I would like to go to your question. I'm going to the chat room, and if you would like to speak, I can unmute you. Let me go to... Okay, here is a question about the group project. The group project requirements are posted here. We are going to have WebEx for the software to use. And the tool, first, this is a cloud environment, IBM Watson Analytics. Your account is going to be created. Your account is managed by Elena Batenskaya. She already has created your account, and if you have not received the invite or missed you, contact her to resend you the invite. And all the things related with the group project are here. I would suggest here are data sets, here are what you have to do, and we will have in week 2 a WebEx to walk you through to the tool. So you don't have actually to do a proposal until week 4. The initial proposal of the team is due week 4. So I'm going to form group week 2. You are going to get started with the tool to get understanding what the tool is capable for. You are going to have data set, everything. You don't need to produce, let's say, to bring your data for this project. Actually, we highly recommend to work with the data set which are provided here. And I would suggest you read everything which is in the classroom, and whatever question. For each item in the classroom, we have a topic named Q&A. So you post your question here. Let's see. I just want to go about everything. And since there is too much regarding the group project and you have to read more about what is in the classroom, I would postpone my answer unless there is something very concrete. There is a person with audio issue. Well, if you don't call... Okay, I actually don't see any other question beside the group project question. So maybe I'm going to go more regarding this until more questions are coming. In the chat, I don't see anything else. Let's see in the Q&A. No, the Q&A is not out. Okay. So anyone wants to ask any question by phone, or you're going to post your question? Because the only question I see is regarding the group project. If I don't see any other, I can talk more about the group project, but I don't think this this will help much before you read. I would suggest you read everything which is here, walk through, and you have to, let's say, after you receive your account, yeah, I said the data set will be provided. They are here. Someone is asking the data set. They are case study, and the data set will be provided also. I don't see them explicitly here, but they should be. Elena, where are the data sets?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna show how to access them. They are in the Watson
Elena?
Analytics itself.
She's not here.
Yes. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Because basically it's in the software itself,
In any
and I'm
case,
gonna show
you
how
will
to
be
access
given the
them.
data set for the Watson Analytic. When you go here, okay, here are.
No, it's
In
not.
all this use case, they are data set. But I'm not saying you have to work with this data set. When you go in the data analytic, in Watson Analytic itself, there are many data set, and after I would suggest the following. The following way will work. First, you get your account login information from Elena, accept the invite. Then with this account, do the finish the Watson Analytic course at Data University. Attend or at least watch the recording for the Watson Analytic walkthrough, and then in your group, I will be providing all the data set for the group project explicitly, and as a team, you will be able to select what better will work for you and what will be the purpose of your project. Jonathan,
Hi, Lina, this is
did I
Linesh.
respond to your question about the data set?
Yeah, this is Linesh. Elena was just trying to talk. I don't know, maybe you were not able to hear her, but she was just going to show very quickly where the data sets are in Watson Analytics.
Oh, okay. Would it help if I show it? Or... Well,
I don't see any other questions. So in order to make this clearer, I'm going to give since there are no more questions, we can stay a couple of minutes if you want. If you don't want, you can leave the meeting if you don't have questions. I'm going to give to Elena let me see, I'm going to stop sharing first. And then I'm going to give to Elena, so she will show you in the Watson Analytic account.
So
in the Watson Analytic account.
Yes.
Oh no.
So I need to click on the share or something. Okay. Share. Oh, I see the share menu, but I don't see.
She will show you where to find the data set. Here is.
Yes.
Elena, can you do that?
In this, yes, that's what I'm doing right now.
Are you in
Can
mute?
You see my screen?
Are
you
in mute?
Oh. No.
No, we cannot hear you.
I'm not mute. Can you hear me right now?
Elena, for some reason you don't.
Yeah,
oh, can you speak now? You are in mute.
No.
No, I'm able to hear you, Elena. You're able to hear Elena.
Do you hear Elena? I don't hear her.
I'm able to hear her.
Huh.
Hi, Elena. Hi, Elena.
I cannot
Yes.
hear her.
And I'm seeing your
Okay.
screen.
Yes, and can you hear me? Because this is what I'm
Yes,
gonna
I
do
hear you
right now.
fine.
See this? New data. Ah? Okay, but this is what we do. Do you see this button, new data, right? I
Yes,
click in here, new data, import. See this sample data? Sample data. And over here, I see the whole collection of the data sets. Let me close this out. You see this? There's a whole collection in here. So if I like something, for instance, I want to do this one, right? Employee performance. What I do is I just select and I hit import. And that's how I do it. That's how I add the data set. Oops, I made a mistake. This is what not to do. Do not upload anything to the root of the shared folder. You want to upload it to your personal folder. I made a mistake and I'm going to go ahead and fix it when it's done. But this is one area. But do not put anything in the root of the shared folder. I'll be deleting it. Promise you I will be.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let me tell you the following, Elena. This is just, if we don't do everything formally the way it is, I don't think it's going to work. Well, we don't have still Watson Analytic walkthrough, so this is just for information purposes. I don't think we have to continue with this now. We have formal Watson Analytic and everything. This can produce more confusion.
Yes, but here are the in anyhow they're in application.
Okay, I already told them that they are gonna have the data set, so I think this is plenty. Okay, so what I suggest is, if you have question that is related somehow with the course, with the data, whatever thing, the first thing you should do is post the question in the class. Why? Because someone else maybe have the same question, and this is the way we learn better in online environment. Okay, so pose the question in the classroom and everyone will see the answer. When we do this synchronous meeting, we are recording and we will be posting this in the classroom even though you were not able to attend. So only if you have very personal issue which has nothing to do with the material, with the rest of the class, then feel free to send an email to the instructor, to the TA. It depends what you think is more appropriate. Okay? Let's see if there are more questions here. Okay. I don't see more questions here. So if there are no more questions, I don't know, Patrick, do you have something to say?
I'm good.
Well, if there are not more questions, we are going to end this meeting. I think it was helpful to get started, and looking forward for excellent work this semester. Looking forward for everyone. Thank you.
Same here. I look forward to work with everyone, Yelena, Dr. Kaboch, everyone. Yeah, let's make this a great semester. Thank you, guys. Good night.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. See you in class. See you all in class. Be good.